I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so. Subscribe to the sports.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Yes, people. We are back again with our schoolboy football show. And it's going to be a big one because the draw for the the Champions Cup has been made. And there are some banging matches that are going to be on. But before we get into our video, let me first just say a big thank you to our sponsors, Trick Nick. Trick Nick is the Jamaican owned and operated company in Canada that uses authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products. And guess what? They are offering 25% discount on all their products. All you have to do is shop at www. Tricknick.ca and use the code I am sure sports. Yes, I am sure sports 001, one word, and you will get your discount. Yes, in fact, they have a book that they released on the 7th of December. And if you purchase your items now, you'll also get a copy of that recipe book free with your next purchase. I want to say big up to all the persons who are here. Big up Owen. I see you. Top 10. I see you. Top 10. I know top 10 is not doing really good right now because his Edwin Allen team is out, but he still has two teams from Clarendon who are in the competition. And we have the Clarendonian in the building early up today. He goes by the name CC, thinking he is Clarendon College, but we know it is absolutely not so. It is really Comedy Central. So let's welcome CC Sports Lab into the building.
Yeah. Big up in the Mannings today. I'm out there.
Yeah, man. Did I wake you up?
No, man. You know, say I was on a program earlier, so I'm kind of not much long the program done. So I'm just come from work, so
Okay. All
But
right.
we out here still, man.
Yeah, man. D Noble. I got you, D Noble. I am going to do that. That's a very important thing, right? I will do that in the all right. So I'll do that as soon as the video is finished, D Noble. Thank you for that suggestion. Carty, I see you in the building. JM Vibes saying that stats for the Manning Cup. The man says stats for the Manning Cup. Okay, well. CC, you heard what happened today? Owen, you heard what happened? Top 10, you heard what happened? D Noble, you heard what happened? The draw for the Champions Cup was made today in the studios.
Well, I think, is it that we got Charlie Smith? What is that?
Oh, you didn't hear? Yes. Clarendon College will be
Dinthill
going up
got
against
JC. Um,
Dinthill. No, Dinthill going up against Staths.
oh, I didn't hear
Garvey
them.
Maceo is going up against JC.
Mannings get KC.
No, well, I like how you put that, right? Mannings get KC to
No,
whip
but
them.
you sure Mannings, man? I don't say Clarendon College get Charlie Smith. And
I'm
Mannings
telling you.
get KC. But you
Yeah.
sure Dinthill now play JC and something they play
No,
stats?
because both of those teams are seeded.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I have it in front of me. So the seeding is Mannings will play against. Are you listening to the show, CC? Are you in a feedback?
Hold on. No, no. So, I don't know. I don't, I don't have a show on.
Okay.
And it's on my phone, but I'm not listening.
Okay.
That's through the comment.
So Mannings will go up against KC at Staths on the 5th of January. And also at that venue will be Dinthill going up against Staths. At Stadium East, JC goes up against Garvey Maceo, and Clarendon College goes up against Charlie Smith. What say you people? What do you think of those games that are set up? I can tell you what is going to happen at St. Elizabeth Technical High School on the 5th of January when KC encounters the Manning School. I heard my friend Ludlow Bernard, my very good friend, saying today that he doesn't know much about them and that they have a few he used so that we have some excitable players. That's all, and he's looking forward to the matchup. Well, my dear friend, Mr. Bernard, can I tell you? No, we don't have a few excitable players. We have a quality team that is going to put KC out of the Champions Cup come the 5th of January. Mark my words. What say you, CC, about your Clarendon College?
No, man,
Respect
no,
before
man.
Steven.
Never hear man say soup, pressure. I saw, man. We are telling you going on. It's the only couple we haven't had our hands on from it is has been around. I know when they come out to Clarendon College, a trophy will be near, man. So we're not coming here to participate.
Yeah.
Then when Charlie Smith will have a torrid time at it.
For some reason, I could see all 4 D Cup team going through.
So to be honest, man, it's based on the setup. Because I think Clarendon College versus Charlie Smith is a winnable game for Clarendon College. Then you look at Garvey Maceo going up against JC. I think the only 2 games you probably look at and say is difficult. It's probably Garvey Maceo going up against JC. And then you really look at Mannings. But Mannings, people, all right. Mr. Mannings, I think I saw one of Mannings' game. We can tell you this. It's not a surprise if all the Costa Cup teams go through. Because out of all those Manning Cup teams, you really look into it and say JC have a vulnerable side because Mr. Stats put goals past them. so and all of these D Cup teams will score goals.
Hear this. Hold on. Richard, I still come to your comment. Listen to this, Kingston College fan, past student. Should I read this comment though? Oh, I like. You know what? You're right. Casey, man, you're right. It says Mannings, man. I know it's the holiday season, but it's not good to be drinking. I like what he wrote there. White run, white run, He didn't say white rum, you know. He said white run before starting your program. So thank you, Mr. Casey. I am drinking white run. You are drinking white rum. So different. But I'm telling you though, I think it's a very good matchup. Because I do believe that Casey is a very good team. I think they are one of the top teams in the league. But I think the Mannings team, CC, I'm telling you, this Mannings team is a formidable team, and I believe that they can get the better of this KC team because of their ball skill. They are a team that possesses the ball. They are confident on the ball. So I could see them winning. I can see Garvey Maceo as well beating JC. I think Dinthill can beat Staths, and I think Clarendon College. Eugene, you don't know you're my friend, and Byron, but you know what is so funny? All of the coaches, most of these coaches are my friends, you know. So but I have to,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
that's
know,
Garvey.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you know it already.
But more and more, like, Mannings, what is the significance? Why it was changed from the Flow Super Cup to
Maybe,
Champions
maybe,
Cup?
maybe because the sponsor changed.
So who sponsors the cup now? Water?
Uh I don't know, but it obviously the sponsor has changed, so they couldn't label it the same way.
Yeah, Stan. KC are might not be the best when the competition, but they are the best team.
uh Fabian Foot said Garvey with everything. All right, we'll see about that. But there are going to be some good games. KC is located downtown. And brethren, what does that mean? What how does how does that change the price of rice, as they would say in Jamaica? Stan Cranky. KC may not win the competition, but they are the best team. No, the best team is going to win the competition. That's what I believe. The best,
I hear that, man. That is, to me, I dislike that statement. When a person saying they're the better team, but yeah, go home and the end, and me have the trophy or the 3 points. I don't understand. So you just come to be the better team. I come to be the winning team.
yeah. Yeah. So my thing is that, like I said, I think it's going to be a very difficult game for KC. I think for Mannings and for Mannings. But I think what has worked in their favor is that this set of games will be played in St. Elizabeth.
Yeah,
Feel that
country.
right, it will be played in Western Jamaica. I feel that Mannings has played preseason games on. Um, yes, I am looking
Tell
forward
me
to
about
this
them
game.
town environment, man.
Yeah, and I think I don't know how Casey's travel plans will be because it's also an early game. I think it's the first game of the day. So it will be the
When I
one
come
o'clock
there
game.
early, man, States for Center is better hotel, you know.
They have Treasure Beach.
KC, no, but that too far, man.
Oh well, Treasure Beach is far from Santa Cruz. I don't know.
I mean, man,
Or
it's
maybe they
far,
can
man.
stay at Sandals White House.
Exactly. I can't see this we are talking about,
Uh, Listen, one thing with the KC people, they like to talk D Cup forever. West, we say, cheering for Mannings. All zone your counterpart. Are you being Kirk Hendricks? Mannings, you notice the blue shirt? No purple. No purple in the background. No purple in the straight blue. Straight blue. Mannings winning. Clarendon College winning. Uh, Listen, I'm picking Dinthill to win, and I'm picking Garvey Maceo to win. Four Western teams in the semifinals of the Costa Cup teams in the semifinals of the Champions Cup this season. Who want to challenge that? I'm telling you, um, can see a Manning Cup clean sweep.
Man
What?
and teams. I think he's saying
I
Money
can
Cup
see
teams.
a Manning Cup clean sweep. No, 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 I
Oh,
don't
we
see
don't
that,
know how you see that because me not see Charles Smith a beat Clarendon College.
and I
And I
don't see,
don't see stats beating then
and I don't see JC beating Garvey Maceo either.
so
And I
so
don't see KC beating Manning. I don't even get that. That's a game I am sure about. Does Mannings have the nerve and the composure to defeat Casey? I fear Casey will step up through the gears to ensure no. What you mean upset? Mannings beating Casey is not upset.
Hey, mama tell you, man, I told you, you know.
When I say Mannings beat Casey is an upset. That's not an upset. People, if Mannings beat Casey, it is not an upset. It is what we ought to expect.
Listen, if Charles, let me tell you, Charles Smith and probably Staths, that is the thing in a man. When I look at the teams, basically three out of, you can say that the Costa Cup have the better teams in terms. If you look at the Money Cup teams that are going up against, they probably have KC at the top, then JC, and then Staths and then Charles Smith. But if you're ranking all of the teams from so you have Clarendon College, of course. Then you have Mannings. Then Dinthill. Because Mannings you face in a final. No. Can't beat Dinthill so hard every minute, man.
You want to play Mannings in the final?
You need fresh blood. we can't beat up Dinthill so hard. How would you look if you have Dinthill in the final and then you beat Dinthill a couple of years straight? Dinthill can't win Money Cup. That can stuck up because of Clarendon College. Somebody else have to beat them this time, man. But I'm telling you, man, from the games that I've seen, KC have looked the best, and I don't know. My team couldn't have gotten KC, so you know that.
Yeah, but you know what I want to ask? What is the toughest game KC had to play?
The toughest game?
Yeah. Have they really been challenged?
You
You believe that KC has been challenged?
You know, I think the toughest game that they have played, and they're going to play Charles Smith, though.
I don't think they have actually, I don't think they have had a tough game.
The toughest game that they have had is the Mona game.
It's the Mona game. And then Mona had a few of their players who were out as well.
Yeah, it's the Mona game.
Yeah, I need to have a couple of Mannings money ready for KC. Of course, Michael Stewart. Chris Lynch. Hey, the KC people, them nothing know. Nothing in your favor, Mannings, man. We want your beloved 3 points. Really, Chris Lynch? Listen. On what merit do you believe KC leaving Kingston, traveling all the way to St. Elizabeth, out of their comfort zone of Kingston, to beat Mannings at St. Elizabeth Technical? No, it won't happen.
The body when they crap me up. Stand.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I hope to see
KC win several of. Hey, I want to tell you them all of them games are TV game, no Mannings.
That's what I'm wondering, because all 4 games will be played the same day. So I don't know how it's going to be done, because remember now it's the same day, but it's 2 different venues.
Oh, they have to be TV games.
Yeah, but they can't. They won't be able to bring. I think they're going to probably bring only 2 of the games. They can't bring all 4 because it's the same channel. So how would they be able to do that? Yeah, they could actually stay in Mandeville, at that hotel in Mandeville. What they call it, right in Mandeville town.
So you know what got at the Mannings game I got showing.
Mannings versus KC.
Yeah, man, and the JC versus Dinthill.
No, man, JC and Dinthill not playing.
No, sorry. Mannings versus KC and the other game. That's
Dinthill versus Staths.
And Dinthill
That's
versus
St. Elizabeth's game.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to do that because the semi-finals will be played at Stadium East.
I thought them are good, man, because KC and the featured that them are good, Mannings. That them are good.
Hey, listen, these Cranky, you need to come on and come tell me. You need to give, you love talk about facts and stats. You know? Cranky, I drop the link. Come on and come give me your facts and stats as to why you think KC can defeat us. What has KC done this season that makes you believe that they can beat my excellent Mannings team that has been playing some very quality football, scoring goals. Tell me that. Early game, early exit Mannings. Fun and joke aside, it's interesting that you talk about the location, location, location. Really. Yeah, I mean, I think playing out there in the West gives them an advantage. I'd love Issa to I'd love the government to probably allow some spectators because then that would further, help the Mannings cause with having spectators out there, shouting and screaming for them because I know the Kingston people you know would not be happy and would
All the
probably would not
money.
travel down. Yeah. Manning's beating Casey will upset a lot of folks. Da Costa come forever, Stephen Mitchell. Where say? Clarendon. Yeah, man. Clarendon College to the world. That weird. Some might be led to believe Manning's man had alcohol in his sorry. What makes it an impossibility for Manning's to beat Casey. All right, so but let's not focus on that game alone. Let's look at the other games. CC, talk to me about your Clarendon College.
As I said before, I said the team from watching the team and seeing how they play. I think their football would have come at an head, as in they're coming together at the right time. Persons are peaking at the right time. They're playing brilliant football at the right time. So there were slow starters in terms of how they started out the season. The Christmas break, we're yet to know, like, is a good. I think it some of the both teams, Charlie Smith and Clarendon College, will be affected by the Christmas break. But given the fact that Charlie Smith was technically a runner-up in their group, as well as they weren't necessarily um, one of the teams that you were expecting to go through, and Clarendon College, because if you look at it, in the Dacaster Cup, you have to be a winner in order to play in this competition. But in the Manning Cup, you don't have to be a winner in terms of winning your group. You can be runner-up in terms of playing in the competition. So from that perspective, I would have thought that Clarendon College had to face a sterner test in order to get to this place. And the football that they have played, that I've seen them displayed against Cornwall, and they have improved drastically against Manchester, where Manchester didn't look like they were going to. They didn't look like they were in the game at all. And then the McGrath game was kind of academic, even though McGrath got a goal. It was kind of academic in the sense that nobody expected McGrath to beat Clarendon College, and Clarendon College was playing exceptional as well. It's just that I think they have a concentration problem, and they might lapse, and they have a goal in them. So it leaves to beg if Charlie Smith can score on them, but the problem is Clarendon College will score on him. So you have to bear that in mind. But I think Clarendon College is peaking at the right time. They have the right players getting fit at the right time and playing some brilliant football. And I think they will be too much for Charlie Smith going forward in terms of going through that round. So I give Clarendon College the edge over Charlie Smith on the basis that Clarendon College is a group winner, beating a Manchester side that was good, a Cornwall College side that is young but they are good also, and also beating a pretty decent McGrath team, as opposed to Charlie Smith, where you basically seen their qualifying in the last, and they haven't beat they if they haven't won their group, they came second. So they pretty much won a game, and then you know how Money Cup is. So on that premise, I see Clarendon College going through, and the fact that me a Clarendon man, I can't really say no other team but Clarendon College.
There you go, sir. Well said, well said. That's a Clarendon College man right there. I see your man is man, you're dreaming. The trophy already put up for KC. That's the thing, That's the thing. It is put up for KC, and that is the thing. That is why money is going to take it, because this should not be happening. There's no way the competition should be put up for you. So because you were presumptuous to take what is not yours before competition started, we are going to make sure that we take it from you. We have to understand that I believe that Mannings have played more competitive games. I understand, like I said, I pick Casey as one of the favorites in the Manning Cup because I think they have what you call big, strong players, 19-year-old. But this Manning's team is a lot of people are beginning to say and see that they are one of the teams that possess the ball well and they are very confident on the ball. Casey has not played against a team yet in this competition that passes the ball around confidently, not afraid to hold on and take on players. It is going to be a very difficult game for them. And I think because it is playing out in Western Jamaica, they are going to be going through some difficulties. And it's going to be a warm game. And I do agree with Stephen Mitchell that the DaCosta Cup this season, in my opinion, when I measure both competitions, I think the DaCosta Cup was way more competitive than the Manning Cup. I mean, from the preliminary stages all the way to the quarterfinals to the semifinals, I feel like the DaCosta Cup offered more competition this time around. Because when you look at it, I mean, Marcus Staths, good team, Charlie Smith, good team, but none of those teams really were first or second in their zones, and they are in the semifinals. The teams in the semifinals of the DaCosta Cup are all zone winners, Garvey Macey won their zone undefeated. Clarendon lost one game. Dinthill lost no game. Mannings lost no. You understand me? JC lost. Staths lost. Charlie Smith. Only KC in there didn't lose a game. So to me, the DaCosta Cup provided more competition this season and had more competitive games, though they had more games than the Manning Cup. And I think some of those factors would have made the DaCosta Cup teams more prepared for tougher games and harder games in situations like this. And this is one of the reasons why I believe this is going to be a very, very difficult game for Casey. And I know people are saying that if Mannings beat Casey, it will be a big upset. Listen, how it be an upset when they have never played each other in a competitive game? It can't be an upset. And what? On names? All right. So let's take Cranky's point. Mannings, we are the Man City of schoolboy football, and this is the Champions League. Have you ever won it? Has Man City ever won Champions League? ECC?
Man City?
Yeah.
Well, there's a gentleman by the name of Kai Havertz would beg to differ.
Man City won Champions League?
Kai Havertz, Chelsea beat them 1-0.
Oh,
the goal scorer.
All right. So Cranky, so if KC is a Man City and this is the Champions League, then something is wrong. You're really saying that they're not going to win. And then they also wear Man City wear blue, closer to the Manning's color than the purple of KC. So you probably need to pick Florentino. Yeah, you need to pick Florentino. Damian Kelly is saying, Cece, this is for you, that Clarendon College will lose to Charlie Smith and Garvey Maceo.
Listen.
It's so overrated. Them fat boys are so overrated.
Listen. Mannings, man, we know this. From the Super Cup start, CC has only lost to. We have lost to JC. We have lost to KC. And I think we have lost to Cornwall. But the only I think we lost to Calabar too, but that's on a technicality because we played Tuesday and then they just play Thursday again, and it's kind of. But we have only lost to really and truly JC and KC, and we have beaten those teams. And
Did you lose to Glenmuir?
What in the
Oh, you're talking the champion? No, the Flow Cup. Okay, the champion.
The Flow and the Champions Cup. We have never lost to lesser opposition in terms of like that. We have always lost to zone winners. So I can fairly say the person who made that comment is a town person who is a Manning Cup fan. So I'm not going to hold that against them.
Damian Kelly, that's you, right?
Yeah, he's a Manning Cup.
Saying that the number 12 for the for Mannings is the best winger. I think he's saying in the league. That is Rodney. Very, very good player. And I think they have one of the best midfielders in the league as well, Abina Wallace. I think they have, in terms of midfield pairing, I think Mannings have the two best midfield pair in the league. Rashawn Graham and Abina Wallace. Look out for these guys. Listen, CC, believe me, unless they want to stay in school, you're going to see them in Europe next year. Remember, I tell you that you're going to see a couple of these Mannings players in Europe next year. You know? I kid you not. You're going to hear that they're in Europe. Because you know what is sad? I think all of us, even me, we are clouded in terms of our perspective because we haven't had enough opportunities to watch a lot of the teams. You know? And I think that is a sad thing because no spectators, not all the games were carried. So, like the KC coach said it perfectly, he doesn't know anything about the team. Same thing, Mannings don't know much about KC. And you watch 1 and 2 games on television, so you don't get to fully analyze the teams. You understand me? And I think this is one of the disadvantages of the whole season. They can't bring all the match top 10 because to bring all the matches, they'd have to have camera set up in every areas with like they'd have to have 2 set up, one in Kingston, one in St. Elizabeth, a set of commentators there, one, you understand me? Set of engineers there. So I think it is difficult. They can't cover so many venues. They may have more than one channel, but they may not have, you know, so many engineers and studio equipment to be spread out over a couple of venues. What you saying? Are we full up your stadium with purple and white? You already know about the 40s power. All right, intrinsic entertainment. Can't make it on, but uno play nobody. Aye boy, oh boy. Aye boy, oh boy, crank. I don't know who KC play now. Compare who KC play versus who Mannings play. I test. Oh, to sneak in the in the subjectivity. Ranger says, Cranky, you have no stats and facts to support your info. Big up Fresh God. Today is Fresh God's birthday.
Wait. This man say a Manning Cup team will win the something there as usual.
Who?
What did he say? Michael Thomas. But
as usual.
As usual. So I guess a Doncaster Cup team has never won.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean a Doncaster Cup?
No, I'm saying he's saying as usual, so I'm just trying to wonder. But I can clearly remember that Cornwall College has won. And something the Doncaster Cup team has been to the final on multiple occasions.
Yeah, how many times has it been played?
Staths lost in the final.
Staths lost in the final. I know Clarendon lost in the
final. Lost in the final. And Cornwall College won.
Yeah. Cornwall College is the only Western team, Doncaster Cup team to have won it.
So that's like Mannings, that's 6 finals, of which 3 finals was occupied by a Clarendon something Doncaster Cup team. Yeah. It's just that out of those we have lost.
But almost all the finals though, you have not. I mean, I think it's only 1 final you have had 2 Manning Cup team. Most of the finals you have had a Manning Cup and a Doncaster Cup team. I think how it is seeded, you know, that normally happens. Yeah. Let me get some more comments, CC. A lot of them coming in right here. Yeah, man, big up Fresh God on his birthday. Neville, you're lucky, says CC should get past Charlie Smith. We agree with that. CC, all the best, says Neville White. Dinthill should win against Staths. Excuse me, Michael Thomas says Fortis all the way. All right. You lucky says can't call the JC versus Garvey game. And from a neutral perspective, it would be dumb to bet against KC in that game. Don't bet, just believe. I am not betting, but I know. Staths Dinthill game gonna be fire. All right. Let's see. Which more likely panel? Mannings beating KC or Jamaica winning 4 out of 6 remaining World Cup qualifier? Yeah, it's a straight knockout phase. Richard Steven. People, that's a very good question. Which is more likely to happen? Mannings beating KC? Obviously. That's, I mean, Jamaica winning 4 of the last 6 games. I love that. Big up talking sports from out there in the east. Bless up, bless up. Editor Chief 3 says the fallacy every year that a D Cup team are always superior to Manning Cup team have been debunked by the results overall. I wait to see what will happen this year. All right? That's all we have to do. Wait and see. Wait and see.
But Mannings, if you look at it, the only time that Costa Cup teams never made the final. It's the first 2 cup, you did have that brilliant Holy Trinity team that lost to JC, and then you have the JC Georges final. After that, there's always been a Costa Cup team in the final. So there's always been a Dakar. So it's always been.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
It has always been since 2015. Almost since 2015. Since 2016, there's always been a Dakar Cup team in the final. So one thing I am sure of, there will be a Dakar Cup team in the final. I'm sure of that.
All right. People,
and
listen.
I'm sure it will be Clarendon College.
People, Michael Smart has the right surname. The man is smart. The man is giving his prediction. Man said KC 0, Mannings 1. JC 3, Garvey Macey 0. Clarendon College 5, Charles Smith 0. Dinthill 0, Staths 0. Penalty shootout. Dinthill win and penalty. Yo, if you get this right.
Mannings, I think that possible though with Staths.
To win and penalties with Staths, don't.
Win and penalty, I don't from unless Staths want to go, but I know that was all Staths used to play. But the Staths team that I've seen,
they're scoring a lot of goals, man. They have that guy named Lang who plays for Omar Lang. Very good center forward.
Their strength is going forward, so they tend to want to outscore you.
But I can tell people, you know that Mannings has not failed to score in the last 2 editions of the I think only in 1 game in the last 2 editions of the Costa Cup, And that's the thing with these teams, they are going to score. And KC has, I think, conceded, like 1 goal. And I think so people need to look at that. How do teams play in the different moments? Like, how will they respond when a goal is scored against them? And that's the thing. KC Manier is also saying that if Mannings don't get 3, they will be lucky. Chris Lynch, listen, man. Man, you have to get me an Arsenal jersey if when Mannings beat KC, bro. You're gonna lose this bet, Chris Lynch.
I think if KC could have gotten Clarendon College, I think they would have rather to have that pick because it's a team that they would have been more familiar with.
Yeah, man. Omar Lang, he is the leading goal scorer in the Manning Cup. The stats forward, very, very good player. Dinthill will have a warm time marking and getting rid of him. And Mannings, the Mannings winger is the winger with the most assists in the Costa Cup.
Hey, but Mannings, that this game sets up the game we're coming at the semi-final now because you will see. I'm gonna go watch this game. I watch and I say, all right. Remember that Dinthill has not conceded any goal so far in the tournament.
Yeah.
In any tournament. So you know that Mannings will be watching this game keenly.
You know what? Here's Dean Sewell from Staths, former Staths Manning Cup winner. Staths is playing with house money. I'm not a gambling man. I don't have a clue what that means. But he says Staths also have 2 of the top scorers in Manning Cup. Yeah, and they have the leading goal scorer. So it will be an interesting game because Staths is going to score, and Dinthill.
But look at it.
Dinthill, I don't think Dinthill has failed to score more than 2 goals in any game this season.
Them now in a 1-0 game.
Against who?
Edwin Allen.
Oh, in the quarterfinal. Yeah.
But Mannings, that is the thing now. Dinthill is the lead in defense in terms of conceding nothing. and then you have
Yeah, yeah.
Staths
Well,
who is leading and boring up the bag. So
well, and Stats also concede a lot of goals.
exactly, especially in the JC game where they were leading 3-1 and JC scored 4 goals to come back
Listen,
in the
and
game.
the thing with the Stats team, I think they're because they are such a young team. They're playing with this. This kind of listen. Let's go out there and just attack. And whatever happens, happens. And I think that may
Yeah,
work against them.
the maturity tends to win. But that's the thing, Mannings. That I said in terms of KC and JC. What I think KC and JC has over many other teams is they have more mature players in their team in terms of like Mona. When you look at Mona seems to have more younger, less mature players. KC have probably 6 or 7 18-year-olds who have played before and who have coming from the 2019 campaign and stuff. So the more mature players tend to win out if you realize in the business end at the business end of the tournament. So when you look at it like that, when if you look at it like that, then you realize that Stats plays a football where they're not that mature enough to know that here what with this is what can happen going forward, but this is what can happen if you leave yourself exposed. And so they're just playing, trying to play outscore other teams. So they will score goals on you, but the possibility of them giving up goals is also there. So I think that affected Clarendon College as well. But I think Glenhyde and Sammy they tweaked something and where we basically only conceding a goal.
Yeah. And then Gregory Cousin is the leading goal scorer in the D Cup. And he's down there at Garvey Maceo with Cleo Clark as well. Very formidable team, They're not an easy team with coach Meron Garden down there as well, and they have a very good coach. So don't underestimate this Garvey Maceo team, people. Do not underestimate them, right? I know the JC team is good, but this is not an easy Garvey Maceo team to go up against. Then Dean Sewell says that young and reckless against mature and measured. That is Staths versus Dinthill. It's going to be I think it's going to be an exciting game. I could see this game going 5-3, 6-3,
Yeah,
7.
man. Listen,
It's
listen,
that
man.
kind of game.
Yeah, because guess what happened? I think what Stats will do to Dintil is open them up that they have to play. If you understand, man, they will open Dintil up that Dintil has to play. 'Cause this is just me thinking out loud. I think Dintil will concede in this game. They will concede because Stats is going to remember, Stats is in your face, So they're going to force Dintil to play. So it's not like, for example, some of the games that you watch Dinthill play, the teams, to be honest, weren't teams that you're going to say, oh, we're forcing them to play, are teams that are forcing opportunity after opportunity. And with this Stats team, is a team that will force opportunities. So that will result in Dinthill have to be answering. And I think right now, man, is can tell you, I see the game 3-2.
That's a Dintil versus Stats.
Yeah, man. I see 5 goals in that game. Enough. A lot of persons might say, "Oh, but Dintil never that concede." But that is the thing. There's a time and place for a lot of things to happen. I've seen it with a lot of teams playing brilliant, never lost a game, and the final come lose.
Yeah.
So
I like what Michael Stewart is saying, because he's saying, to be honest, KC has not played any competitive team as yet. KT, Excelsior, Charlie, no good. 1, 2, 3, KC, no play nobody yet. So let us be real. KC will flop against Mannings. Just watch.
keep walking, Johnny Walker. Yeah, but I mean, yo, I don't know. I mean, well, it's someone that's a real one that KC JC final.
That's
This
not
is
that,
not.
that's not
This
going to
is
happen. This is not
Manning
Mannings
Cup.
Cup. We're talking
Yeah,
about
this is not
sure,
Manning Cup. We're talking about Champions Cup.
Champions Cup. Yeah. Talking about the Champions Cup. So
But Mannings, no matter what they say, I am sure, I'm telling you, Mannings, right? We can see it from here. The Costa Cup team will be in the final.
yeah, like here's what I believe. I believe the toughest game for a Costa Cup team to probably come out of is the Mannings KC game.
Yeah.
Because I think they are two quality team. Right? I could see KC winning Manning Cup as well, and Mannings winning the
But
Costa Cup because they are two good teams. So I think these two teams, I think this is going to be a good game. But I think, like what Michael Stewart is saying, because KC has not played one of these teams that, like I said, possess and want to score and take them on, not sitting back and trying to catch them on the counter, but playing this offensive kind of a game, it's going to cause them problems. That is my thought. And
but
so,
Mannings, how does the bracket stack up in terms of Clarendon playing Charlie, and then that Clarendon and Charlie and the other two teams, JC and JC plays Garvey, is in the same bracket.
right. So I don't know how they have it because, like I said, the four seeded teams, I don't know if what happens now if they have a next draw.
Oh no, I don't think so. Normally they have a bracket. So once these teams have been drawn, it's a bracket. So anybody plays anybody in the semifinal.
All right, let me see if I can find if I can
So that's why I'm saying that I'm wondering if the Garvey plays JC, the winner of that game plays the winner of Clarendon College and the Charles Smith game. Because if that be the case, no man, that's the same. That it could be turned out to be the Costa Cup semi-final is the mirror of the Champions Cup semi-final.
okay. All right. So I'm going to try and see if we can find it. The draw. The champions, right? Let's see if we can find what happens after this. It's going to be very interesting to see who plays who. But I don't think they go so far in it.
I wouldn't want that though, because then you would have a team facing a team back to back, or potential to face this
Yeah,
team.
and they say no spectators. Let me just read this article. So it says defending champion Kingston College will start their quest for a third inter-secondary school sports association Champions Cup title after they were joined to face the Costa Cup team Manning School in the first round when the competition gets underway on January 5th. The draw for the quarterfinals of the All-Island competition was made today as the ISA competition gets set to resume after the Christmas break. The 4 quarterfinal winners in the Costa Cup and the top two teams from each of the Manning Cup quarterfinals have qualified for the competition that was last won by KC in 2019. Former champions Jamaica College will meet Garvey in the other first round game. Clarendon College takes on Charlie Smith High School, while Dinthill and Staths are in the fourth pairing. The winners will advance to the second round set for January 8th, and the finals will be played on January 15th, the organizers said. So they're going to complete this, I believe, before they play the Ben Francis and the semifinals of the Costa Cup and Manning Cup.
Okay.
The first round games will be played at St. Elizabeth at the Stadium East and St. Elizabeth Technical High School. But let me see. Big up Coach Thomas out there from Dinthill. You understand me? You're trying to help me out here. Yes, CC. So you're trying to help me out here. Thank you, Coach. All right. So let me see if I can make sense of this now. All right, quarterfinals. There you go. ISA Champions Cup, right? Seeded team, KC. Garvey says that. Seeded team will not meet in the quarterfinal round. Based on the result from the quarterfinal matches, the 2 top teams from the Manning Cup and the Costa Cup have been seeded. These are Kingston College, Jamaica Claridge, right? We know that already, right? So 4 teams will not meet each other in the first set of matches, and the draw will be a Dacosta Cup versus a Manning Cup. We know that Kingston College played, right? We go through that already. The Dinthill and Mannings High match will be played at Staths, whilst the Clarendon College, Garvey Maceo game will be played at Stadium East. Another draw will be held for the semi-final. Okay, so they're going to have an next draw. That's what we were saying, CC.
Oh, the more of an extra.
Yeah, but the Mannings versus Dinthill semifinals of the Dacosta Cup will be played at Staths, and the Clarendon College Garvey Maceo game will be played at the Stadium East.
Oh, that means that them are the run them, they're not bracket them then. They're not bracketing.
Yeah, that's
Because
what I thought. They would have just have a next draw again to figure it out. Yeah, man, big up Ron Davis. Yeah, man, Rodney's a very good player. The player called Abino Wallace. Man, he's have some very. I'm telling you. I do believe, right? I mean that there is a possibility because of their standout talent that there are 2 of those players who I am saying that depending on I guess what they want to do in terms of pursuing school, an opportunity is on the horizon for them to move into Europe. Like I said, I think the sad thing, a lot of the teams, and this includes KC, JC, a lot of the teams you have not seen the players. I don't know if people know the Garvey Maceo player if they're not from Clarendon. You understand what I mean? I don't think we have seen all the Dinthill players. I think that is part of the problem with the league this season. It's hard to select who some of the better players are because we have not been exposed to many of the games.
because normally when you could travel around and watch games,
and watch the
you're
game.
kind of restricted, and then we don't get a lot of it on television. It's just a guy
There you
on
go.
a button, you know,
Exactly.
chip the TV where you could
Yeah.
probably see some of the games. But other than that, we don't. So I think when you hear people talking, you have to know that it comes from a school point of view that they have attended this institution and they're backing this institution no matter what. Even if some of them have never seen that institution played. You understand, man?
Yeah.
So some persons might never have seen KC play that game from season.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
they will say KC forever.
Yeah, which is fine. It's the same thing because I'm sure that a lot of the KC fans have not watched Mannings play the game. And a lot of the Mannings fans have not watched KC play several games. So you just hear names. You may hear names, but you don't know the players, you don't know the skills. But I don't agree, Bad Breed, that the league was weak this year. I am telling you that when I get even to the listen, teams like Cornwall College got knocked out, Staths got knocked out. Rossies, Frome. These are teams that are normally in and around the semifinals. These teams got knocked. It wasn't an easy tournament. If you go back to even the Manning Cup, remember Calabar was in that zone with Charlie Smith. Was it Charlie Smith, don't it? KT and JC, and they didn't make it out. So I don't think it was weak this year. In fact, I think the games were more competitive this year because there were a small amount of game and the margin of error. The margin of error was like it was very minimal. So teams never remember you didn't have any return leg CC. So here's what happened. From you started, you have to start winning. And teams who didn't do that suffered. But I will say that the Dacosta Cup to me provided more competition because after you win your zone, in some of the zones, you had to go through a playoff to qualify.
Yeah, man. Even if you're leading the zone, so he realized that it was a much more difficult route. Remember that some of these teams were third place teams in the Mannings. I think Charles Smith came through as a third place team in order to go to the quarterfinal.
Staths fourth in the zone.
No, you couldn't be fourth. You have to be.
Of course, and 2 teams, Camperdown and Tivoli, got dropped out. That's how they came.
Oh yes. Got dropped out. So you see,
Yeah.
So if you're going by competition, you will say that Doncaster Cup is the elite of the elite goes through. So you basically have to win your zone or you come second. You can't come third and get nothing. You understand, Mannings? So you come third in the interzone, in the first round you get nothing. First and second goes through, and then after that is first place goes through. In Manning Cup, first, second, best two, third place. Then
Telling
in next one, first and second. So the only time first place goes through in the Manning Cup is when they reach semi-final. When that is happening from the interzone round.
you have team like St. George's who listen, the thing was so competitive. Like, let me tell you this. If you had a second round, like home and away games, you'd have seen it. I'm telling you, it was a way more difficult competition this year. But again, I will say this in the Dacosta Cup, I found that it was way more competitive just to come out of the zone. I think about that Clarendon zone because now all of the zones also change because some of these teams don't normally, you normally have two zones in certain areas, you know. Like,
Yeah.
like, like you understand me?
As normally Clarendon don't play Denby. We
There
don't
you, there you go.
and recently we haven't played Glenmore in a while unless it's interzone. So for them to bring in Denby and Glenmore back into the zone, then you realize. But may I tell you, but Mannings, even that group. Remember Clarendon College was at a something, disadvantage of going through, The possibility lied where Clarendon College could have dropped out,
Right, they had to score a lot of goals.
Exactly. But then in the end, it didn't come down to the goals. You see me? It came down to the points. But at the end of the day, you had Clarendon College, Glenmuir, Lennon, and Edwin. And it's Clarendon College and Edwin who went through. And Lennon looked good. Glenmuir started to look good. So you had two legitimate teams that could have gone through that would have looked good as well.
Yeah, man. Let me be honest. Listen, I look at the Calabar team play a very good football. The Mona team play a very good football. The JC team play a very good football. I'm talking about like what Tyrese is saying, the technical skill. I can call some teams, right? It's always room for improvement. Let me give you some teams that I thought did very well. All right. So Mona played well. Georges at the beginning of the competition looked very well. Uh Calabar looked well. KC, JC, Stats, even Excelsior, who when they started out, the coach said that the players were unfit. And as they got fitter, the team looked better.
Camperdown.
Camperdown. People forget that Camperdown is not in it because of a player who should not have played. Very
In terms of registration, so we don't
registration.
want people saying it's
Simple.
all
Yeah,
that player
yeah,
because it's not necessarily that in terms of registration.
right.
So
Then you have Tivoli, you have KT. So no man, the competition it was very, 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 very good. I go back to even again the Clarendon zone that had I think Edwin Allen, Lennon, Clarendon, Glenmuir.
yeah, man, I tell you, man.
Yeah,
Remember, it even started to switch around because
all
at
right,
one point in time, Lennon was leading,
there you go.
Edwin
You had
Allen was leading.
in that
Car-
step zone. In that step zone, you remember who had, in that step zone? In that step zone, you had Steps, Monroe, BB, Coke, Lakovia.
yeah, man, and they were playing.
All right. People forget that over in the St. Thomas zone, two of the teams also lost points. That is how Happy Grove and St. Thomas, I think Paul Bogle points were
Center
deducted. So
got
it was,
through.
yeah. So when you look at those things, you realize it's just the
Yeah, the
registration.
only team won their group at a Kanta was Garvey Maceo.
Garvey must say alone.
And then
Because,
everybody else was basically fighting because
because
VA,
even Mannings only going into the last game, Mannings only drew one game. And if they lost the game, they would have been in problems.
yeah. I think Mannings, the fact that it was one and done games,
Yeah.
yeah, man, the one and done kill people because like it's a knockout. I think this Dakasta Cup has been knockout competition right through. So if you lose a game, Mannings, you're prob you're on the fringes. So I think this Doncaster Cup or the schoolboy football season has been knocked out from the get-go. So from the get-go, it's been knockout football.
There
And the
was
knockout football,
no room for mistake.
yeah man, the knockout football is the only thing that was missing is was for them to go to penalty. So you could share the spoils. But separate and apart from that, the fact that you could not rely on going back. Remember interzone, I think interzone quarterfinal is where you started the one games. Because in the quarterfinal round in Doncaster Cup, traditionally never played home and away, you just played one game.
Yeah.
But this time around they started it from the first round. So it's one game from the first round. So if you feel like you can lose to a side in the first game and catch back in the next game, you can't catch back. So if you miss a step early on, the playing up is an uphill battle. So the competition this year has been pretty good in terms of what I don't like is Mannings. People are refer to schools that get 26 and those teams. Here's where I see this Mannings. Campion them get big score. A lot of schools every year, one school gets 16, 17 or so. Every year. So it's not like say, oh, this year is different. How many teams look into it, Mannings? How many teams have conceded more than 10 goals this season? I don't think more than 5 teams have conceded more than that in
Yeah,
a
and
game.
the one was very suspect. I think that game with the that was
But
a very
even
result.
that game, but myself, if you look at it, the St. Mary's College game, the some of the St. Mary's College, Claude Mackay, St. Mary's College once, Claude Mackay, um, the same Frome game, and St. Thomas. As I said, you can't. You, if you look at the statistics comparing other seasons, it stacks up. Because if you look at it, man, if you're going to say this season is weaker than the rest of the season, you have to show me stats that shows that
I think
multiple
Badbury just giving problem because
yeah,
look at this one.
multiple teams would have
2017 Carnival team would smash this year. But I can go back and tell you that the team with um Bonnie and them guys would smash the 2017 team. You can't we can't look on the football like I could go back to other Carnival college team that would smash this 2017 team. So we can't reason the football like that, man.
exactly.
Yeah, we can't
And
reason it like that.
we that tell him so that Doncaster Cup team we have 2014 would have smashed this Craigton, Charlton, and those guys.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah, and then JC can go back to them and everybody gonna go back to their era. So we can't reason it. We can't reason it.
It's
That
a
way.
2021 team that has to face it.
There you go. And I think Ron Davis' point here is also an important one. And that remember that there were no really no fans. These guys were playing with no fans. They had to be vaccinated. You understand me? So given some of the things that they had to go through, I think that I am impressed with a lot of the technical skills of the players. Also, I think because they were given better surfaces to play on. For the most part, most of the games were played on
Mannings,
better surfaces,
Mannings,
which made the quality of the games a whole lot
I'm,
better than
I'm
usual
happy
as
you
well.
pointed that out, Mannings. I'm happy you pointed that out because I've been saying it. The fact that when they play on better surface, the speed of the game, everything in the game looks better, right? So the player has everything in the game. They have less time on the ball. The game moves faster. The rhythm of the game is much more quicker. So as I said before, a lot of the games have been played at neutral grounds, and most of the grounds selected was pretty decent in terms of how they were. So you got to saw more better football. For example, even the Manchester game with Clarendon College, in terms of how Clarendon College played the game. If you watch the game that KC won, I think it's the game that is KC's second game. If you even watch um the JC game, the last game that JC played. So there were a lot of games where you could see proper football being played out. You're seeing persons be able to string along a certain amount of passes. So I'm happy that you made the point to the field because I think a lot of persons take the playing surface like too
The
lightly
importance of
in
quality
terms of
surfaces
yeah man it's core
for
it's
granted. Yeah.
very important man because I can tell you that I played on some dust ball and when you go play on turf it's a total different ball game. Say basically affect your mindset, speed of thought, speed of in terms of how you play. You don't have enough time on the ball because by the time you get the ball comes so
And
quick.
unless injuries, I'm going to tell you this because even like some of these players, they were training on better surfaces because a lot of the activities were not at the school. So what that means, CC, is that the surfaces at the school were in better condition than normal, which means that less injuries and niggles for the players. So all of these things are critical, I think, to how the season really panned out. I want to say also a big, we have to really big up Mr. Keith Wellington, my friend, because I mean to put on a tournament in these conditions and to get it going, it is so good. And not only that, the fact that we haven't heard about any major outbreak of the virus amongst the players. It's also a big thing. You understand me? Given it was telecast for the most part, the competition went on. You don't hear a lot of issues with. I know they had some COVID issues in terms of the vaccination, but again, ISA has proven that with good administrative organization, things can be done and done with a high level of excellence. So to Mr. Keith Wellington and his team, a lot of kudos must go to them for organizing what has been so far a very well run competition. And I mean the fact that even the surfaces that they chose to play the games on, that is important. Very good surfaces. So we saw some very good games. And but one of the other things I want to say, listen, I heard it today. I don't on one of the stations talking about how with all the crime because the crime figures have like blown up this year, right? Again, when there are so many lockdowns and all of that, and somebody was making the point on the radio that part of what needs to happen is that there needs to be more football in the communities again, more sports in the community, more corner leagues in the communities. I know there is a pandemic, but it is taking a toll on the young minds, and people don't have anything to be engaged in, and they are using their energies to produce crime. We need to stop that. So, when I listen to the crime figures today, CC, you know that I think they have Saint Catherine, Saint Andrew, South. I think Saint Catherine, Montego Bay. The top four places is Saint James, Saint Catherine South. I think Saint Andrew South or Saint Catherine North. Don't remember. And watch this. And fourth is Westmoreland. Westmoreland has a 60% increase in murder in this year. All right, 60%. This is Westmoreland, brethren. Westmoreland have 60% increase. All right. So that means, if 100 person died last year, by murder, it's 150 odd this year, All right. Here's the point I'm making. Listen, I think like this is part of what is driving one of the driving forces behind this Mannings team. Like, not that the other communities are not being affected, but this surge of crime in Westmoreland, I think, and I've heard the player say it, these guys are thinking if we ever win one of these trophies and parade through Westmoreland along Beckford Street, St. George's Street, Hudson Street, Dallin Street, all of those places, what it would do for the parish and the community. And I hope this can stimulate them to push on to bring home a title for the parish. But I think we need to find a way, CC, to let some communities like let me say it this way.
People are say corner league now stop crime, but Mannings they don't understand.
My Lord have
I'm tell
mercy.
you, there's this position. From I've been living in Kingston and stuff, Portmore, isn't it? I've seen where there used to be a corner league, like used to have football regularly. Is it football regularly? The pandemic, as you have explained, kind of just slow down a lot of things. So, in terms of football, corner league playing, you don't necessarily have corner league. You probably have people going and play one little regular pickup football, and you barely can play it because as they see police, them run go hide. So you don't even really have that. So, as I said, man, it's big up to Keith Wellington, as I said, real talk in terms of pulling off this competition, like a competition of this magnitude with this little to no something there, flare ups, right? And I think the Corner League thing, and the pandemic, if we can still get the Corner League going, because I can tell you, man, in my community in the country, you don't see any kind of league being played anymore. Normally, man, they would have league from they have a thing called summer league. Summer league I done like November, and it's like Christmas now. They have a Christmas day, one day football. So one day of football. So the football frenzy, prizes being given away, a lot of things being happening in the community. So by the time I don't play football, man, you're gone home tired. Or people come out in them Sunday best, come watch the football game. So who not playing is spectators watching. So no matter what persons will say, the sport will get the community together, and persons will always find time to do crime, but it limits the opportunity.
Minimize. All right. So let me qualify the statement. When I say stop crime, I would not I would never suggest that if Corner League start playing, nobody else will be murdered in Jamaica. I didn't know that it would be perceived that way. So let me qualify my statement. And I even went further from Corner League. I said sports is one of the vehicles that can help to reduce the amount of crime, especially murders across the country. And I have evidence of that. Right? It will not stop it completely because there are many other factors that needs to be taken into consideration. All right? But if sporting competitions are consistent in communities all year round, it somehow will engage some youngsters that will give them less desire to be engaged in certain activities, and we may be able to see some reduction.
But look at it, Mannings.
For
If
example, let me go give you a good one. I remember I used to travel from Kingston to play in a competition that used to be put on by a artist down in Westmoreland. They call it the Patagol competition. It was a big corner league down there. All right. And at that time in Westmoreland, because they used to have a big concert New Year's Eve that would culminate the end of that league. Big thing. All the big players, massive crowds. Right. When that used to happen, right, those things and times have changed. You people could walk from one place to the other, so there was not a lot of animosity that would create the level of crime. So all I'm saying is that when you have some of those things, it would help. It will not stop it totally, but it will help. And if you can save one life, I think it is worth it. That's all. But I do agree that playing corner league, and I wasn't suggesting that, will stop crime. No man, that won't happen. That's not
Mannings, no matter what the thing about it, they can't stop. A lot of things they can't stop. But as I said, consistent football sports in the community can slow down. Man, you know, so I remember them having a sports day in the community. But we have sports, literal sports day where it's running, you go do, So it's sports day.
yeah.
Sports day, people have them button and everything. And you go out, sports day, the councillor, MP, and these people then come who for sponsor juice and stuff. Other little man have money in the community sponsor waters and stuff. Everybody out there, from young to old. So by the time you don't play, you're gone in. Then after that, now you hear say corner league. So you used to hear like every little thing are going on the field. So every weekend, remember, no man, it's like in the week, most persons gonna work then. On the weekend, like on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, Sunday evening, you always have sports being played. So the idle time, as they would put it, is minimized. So your idle time is minimized in terms of what you will have access to do and stuff. Because by the time you turn to play football, because people don't understand, say, a lot of the persons who are partaking in certain things is people who play sports actually.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to knock persons who play sports, but a lot of the time some of the people they just want, like, they don't have any, they're not playing in a sport, they probably just work in certain jobs, or they're probably not even working 9 to 5, or they only do like laborer jobs and those stuff.
You know what I
So
know?
they realize that they're full of a lot of times,
Yeah,
and
sis, I know when I did the interview, right? I did an interview with Eugene Williams, right? And he spoke about the community of Arnett Gardens. And one of the things he said is that he said this when the Arnett Garden football team does well, the community does well. Like when the team is excelling and doing well, it brings a level of, he was speaking about that there is less, you're going to still have crime, but somehow it is the same thing when you Bingy Blair was on, he talks about the kind of thing that football does in Waterhouse, but it will not cut it out completely, but somehow some lives are preserved and thing. But there are other factors as well. But I was just making the point that when I think about like some of these Mannings players who come out of these communities, just what it would mean if they were to win something for the community, how the community would feel, the kind of change it would bring about. And maybe that applies to other players in other places. But I was just thinking when I heard the stats figures that Westmoreland has the fourth highest murder rate in Jamaica. It is startling. Listen, meaning that's more than listen, you know what I mean? That more than West Kingston, more than East Kingston. That's more than Clarendon. Yeah, you understand me? This is Westmoreland. It's shocking to hear this kind of a thing. And I hear Michael Thomas saying that when Jamaica qualified for the '98 World Cup was arguably the best the country has ever been in terms of being unified. That's the next good point again. So there's a level. Listen, sports have a way of doing that, and it's not just football, just but the sport in dinner. That was then. That was then. Now we have a saturation of walking dead. Most of whom the state needs to help reach. No, the sport is not being destroyed.
no, but yo, I mean,
I
I
can
can
see
see
this
that.
is a, I can see that he's frustrated by
Yeah.
the, the,
But
the argument.
the pandemic leads to certain measures that the government has to take in terms of them feeling that this is necessary for the citizens, and then that leads to frustration on the citizens, and then it leads to a lot of things, because I think because of that, the restrictions, the sports, the corner league kind of, because they can't have a corner league. If you're having a corner league and police coming at the area, they're gonna shut it now. So you really can't really do nothing, man.
Yeah, but that's like the community police, because normally when the
Exactly.
proper corner leagues are being run, the police are involved because
Exactly.
because like some of those corner leagues, the police used to have teams in it as well, which kind of help with some of the things that like. But I understand that there's a pandemic and maybe they can't do it that way, so maybe it needs to be done in a structured way by the government because listen, lockdowns are not stopping the crime, so we have to kind of put the
Yeah,
things in place.
it's making it worse. But man, tell you the problem though. The man's man. You play a little scrimmage ball game, police are come, every man a hide and a run because you're not supposed to be out there gathering. So it's just probably recently they don't trouble you like that. But you stuff just run the hide, so you're basically trying to do this and you're hiding. So even though that they're saying that they're protecting you, but protecting you when you realize some persons are in. So look at it like this, man. Some people are in a household that they only want to sleep in. Once morning come, they can't wait to come outside.
Yeah.
Some persons are not they don't like to be home because the home is not necessarily where the art is because of certain things. So when they play their football or play their sport, they have a escape from that point, and then they come in and bathe and get them dinner, do what they're doing, and go to bed. And in the morning, then wake up, them gone out again because some people are not comfortable at home. I remember overseas the thing in the British they were showing statistics that domestic violence went up since the lockdown. So it goes to show that some persons do not like to be locked down for a period of time with persons in a house. Because it seems as if some persons never develop that relationship over the period of time where they were comfortable for long stretches of period being around the same people. So I mean the government to me have to find a way to like streamline back the sports and try to get back the whole corner league or any little sport in the event stemming in the communities. That's why you have councillors. That's why you have MPs. That's why you have DCs and these people. DC is supposed to be district constable. So it's so that's why you have DC. That's why you have councillor. You have a section. That's why you have all these people. They're supposed to be responsible for trying to get those
Yeah.
things implemented.
Hold on, the fresh god. I get what KS KS is saying and fresh god, because what fresh god is that people fed up. Look on Clarendon on Friday. A tough crowd, 1,500 young people fed up of their houses. Here party a keep. Everybody reached. Tired of the yard, man. So there was a party and 1,500 people turn up at the party. In Clarendon. Whoa. Yeah, it can be very difficult. People out and about and mass, jobs are intact and depression is low. Listen, all right. So I hear the cries of frustration, and can there be other measures taken? Definitely. But what I'll say still is that um, and that is why I always tell people: let us not compare, and we're going to probably end on this. Let us not compare some of the measures taken by one country with the measures taken by Jamaica, because other countries may have the medical um system, healthcare system to manage certain things. Jamaica don't. All right, I can use my example. Want to big up my surgeon. All right, Dr. Palacios is his name. He's a Cuban Jamaican. Did my surgery last Thursday. Excellent, excellent, excellent job. You know, going through the phases now, coming out of it. All right. So big him up, big him up. Listen, I'd recommend him to anybody, Dr. Palacios. You can check him out on him Instagram is Palacios, Palacios um underscore plastic underscore surgeon. All right. The point I'm making is that I was able CC to not be in a hospital, do my thing, and then had a doctor to come and visit me at home, do everything after the surgery. All right. I could do that. Not everybody can do that, but I was able to do that. All right. But when I thought about going to a hospital with all that is happening, I just felt like, boy, I don't know if I want to do this and be in a hospital. All right. Because I don't think our hospitals are in the best of conditions generally. So I don't think we can do certain things as a nation because we don't have the kind of resources to deal with any major problem. So we have to look at it that way. The truth is there needs to be a relaxation so people can probably go and play some football, have local sporting activities. But at the same time, there has to be wisdom in all of this, because if the thing get bad enough, we're gonna have problem because we don't have the resources as a nation to handle it like some other places. And I think sometimes we say, look what they're doing in other places, but they can do those things, because they have the money, the hospitals, the doctors, the nurses, and all the other necessary resources. We don't. So that is what I am saying.
But man, as I said before, though, this show was just about the Champions Cup.
Huh?
The show was just about the Champions Cup.
Yeah, man. So we're going, yeah.
Over
Yeah,
the
man.
Ben Francis separately.
Yeah, because Ben France is going to play afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
I
I'm
mean,
going to because it's not a long show. Because tomorrow, we have the part 2 of Liberty Taliman in the morning, and then we have our EPL banter show. Where we bring on EPL fans to talk about their EPL teams. We starting that.
I don't really want to talk about that still, but
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, man. But there are two ways. The measures. Listen, sometimes all right. So I understand the measures have not worked in some ways, but here's the thing: something needed to have been done. It You can't say that they were wrong to try something. What you can say is that what they tried did not work. You understand me? So you have to separate both and have a reason. Because again, it did help. I would not say it did not. It may not have been the most effective, but it did help, and we have to look at it that way, right?
yeah, we have to look at it that way, man.
You have to look at it this way. Listen. You have a point, KSAS, KASIJM. You have
Pass
a point.
one jam.
Cast one jam. Let me say this to you again. Not because you believe you are right, mean that everybody else is wrong.
Exactly.
Do not reason that way. You are not the authority and truth and right. So you have a point, other people have a point. You don't think the measures work, the next man think the measures work. Why is the man wrong for thinking that? And you are right for thinking it don't work. You have to reason that way there. So don't tell me to do research. I know people who died from it. So you're not going to convince me that there's nothing called a pandemic and it's a pandemic. I'm not going to be convinced. It's not going to convince me. There are people who have died.
Listen, Mannings, I have a co-worker who her two uncles died. Back to back.
So it's a real thing. And
Back
at
to
some
back.
point, you have to take measures. It's not like Jamaica is the only country. When African nations were taking measures against Ebola, Jamaica was not. Different things apply to different places. Right? So it's okay for you to be frustrated with what is happening. It's okay for you to say, listen, we need to reconsider how the measures are applied and see how we can probably afford people more opportunities in a safe space to exercise and play football and do some of this stuff. But at the same time, if all of us, it's what is happening in the States now. Because if everybody decides, listen, let's not wear masks because there's nothing about this and who dead, we can't operate like that. We have to care for each other. You understand me?
Yeah, so I don't know, like yeah, persons have to just know, and and the base is still managed. We just need because we can't remember we have football now, and even so now, if this thing get too far out and then even the little football that we have probably will be postponed and taken away from us. See, EPL they had a rapid postponement of games, and we don't want that because without the football, without going home and say, all right, we can turn on the TV and watch a football game in the weekend, then you never know that stop a lot of things. So we want the sports to go on. We want fans to go to the sports. We have something coming up next year. Right after that Costa Cup finish, we have champs on the calendar. So you realize that sports is a ever ticking thing. So me just want, as I said before the other night, even with Ivory, Chelsea, and other teams. All I wish for is the players to be healthy and safe. Because remember, these are young guys, the gentlemen are for our future, and all we want them to do is be safe and healthy. Go out there and have some fun, win some games, bring back a trophy to your community if possible, and then move on and move up in their lives. So it's just the safe to me. The major priority is the safety of the players and the fact that we just want to watch some football as fans, so we can have something to look forward to on a weekend or a weekday basis. So it's a multifaceted thing where we have to look at it as that the government has their responsibility to do what they think is best in terms of the on a macroeconomic level, right? So we as people have to do our best on a micro level, because on a micro level we impact each other on an individual to individual basis, whereas the government has to think on a larger scope and a much broader space basis and the country at large. So it's just them doing their part, and then we have to do our part in terms of ensuring that we keep ourselves safe. Because I'm telling you, if you come in contact with this thing, sometimes it's not even the virus that something there, the virus that gets you. It's even the think back of your mind you're thinking. So it's panicking and a lot of other things that can lead you to say, wow. So you just have to keep a level mind, keep all them things in mind. Let's watch some football. Remember next year I will see Clarendon College advancing to Champions Cup, winning the
Next
Champions
year, let me tell you this.
Master Cup and
Let me
the Olivier Seal.
let me read you some Dean's will. Each team
Terrible.
qualify what their respective competition set forth. However, however short the season is, right? And then Leighton says, we have to live in the realities. There are rules we have to follow until the situation is behind us. Then Dean Sewell says again that, but with all the teams and names and teams you call that played some quality football, the competition couldn't have been just subpar. No, I think that's what we are saying. And here are the factors that made the competition, I think, better. It was one round a game, so you had to be on your A game from the beginning. All right. I think there were over 20 Premier League players who played in the recently concluded JPL all across the league. That's number two. The surfaces were a whole lot better. Number three. All right. To get out of the zones, it was a whole lot tougher. Number four. And so I think and so here's what the a lot of good coaches are in the league. When you look at the coaches, you muted CC, but so let's look at the coaches. Ludlow Bernard, good coach. Ferguson, good coach. These guys are involved with Premier League teams as well. All right. You have Philip Williams, who was at Tivoli Gardens. All right. I just calling all the names. I may not remember all of them. You have the Craig Butler with Mona. All right. You have Eugene Williams and Byron Earl. All right. I just calling some of them. You have the guy from Cavaliers that was at Calabar. Forgot his name. But he was out there at Calabar. You have Neville, who was at St. George's. You have Anthony Patrick, who was also coaching in the Premier League. When you go by the Doncaster Cup, you have the Lenny Hyde, you have the Merran Garden. You look at the teams. You have Everton Tomlinson. So I think that the competition itself,
Dr. Dean Weatherly,
yeah, Dr. Dean was the competition
the
itself.
Dinthill coach.
Yeah, the competition itself this year was to me very good quality. I think because of the surfaces again, because the players had to be like basically camping because of the pandemic, that also helped to produce some quality. So kudos to them. Andrew Peart as well, who was at Glenmuir. So unseen, you can't come in the thing later ask him. Me give you my favorite already, man. CC is asking who is your favorite.
Mannings, man, I understand
Reynolds.
NC. Unseen coming here. So who's your Mannings?
Go and
Your
listen about the
name.
chat.
Yeah, listen. Unseen. Look at our names.
Yeah,
Mannings
you know what I'm
versus
gonna ask me.
CC. Me tell you already. Say Mannings and CC a play something.
Unseen, who is your
Champions Cup
favorite? You
final.
need to tell us
Mannings
who
and
is your
CC a
favorite.
play the Costa Cup final. A Mannings and CC the panel. No?
Thank you, KSS KAS1JM.
Yeah.
You're waiting to see how Manning's test KC or beat KC. Looking forward to a CC versus Money and what is? Oh, you mean Steven? You both made at the first.
That will be what do you call it now? A repeat of
You mean
the Costa Cup
Steven?
final. At all time we are playing the Mannings, man.
Yeah, man. But I think, like I said, that to me, have I seen better competitions over in years of Manning and the Costa Cup? Maybe, but I don't think I could look at this one and say it was poor. I, I see footballers in this. Like I see good footballers, right? I didn't see all of them, and there are a whole lot more. And I'd love for some of the other schools to come and talk about their players. I see Monroe have the guy named Bruce and Cian something, that tall guy, very very good player. Staths have at least two good players there. You have the BB co-captain, very good player, and the guy named Chang down there, Malik Chang, good player as well. Then you have some good quality players at Manning, same thing at Clarendon. Listen, right across the league, you can find, I mean, some what is his name? Sean Kenyon. Yeah, and there's a next one called Macford. I can't forget his name. I know his name is surname started at M. Yeah. But some very good players. In the Manning Cup, you have the JC guy. JC have some good footballers out there. Mona have some very good footballers. Um, you have the KT team. I mean, there are a lot of good footballers in. I think we can find some good under probably under 18. Yeah, man, the Monroe guy, immense talent. So, oh, somebody saying Sean Kenyon from Black River.
What even the attacking guy from Stats? Leng.
Yeah, man, the forward. He's the leading goal scorer.
Yeah.
You have even Cleo Clark. You have
Yeah,
Gary
man.
Mills. You understand me, from Dinthill. You have Hodges, Devante Hodges at Orchurious High. We don't. You understand me? Omar Reed. Omar Reed.
Hey,
No, man.
Mannings.
Omar Reed no play for Portmore.
Let's see how all these good players doing it. I'm not doing it. But you know, yo, to be
Yeah,
honest,
Gregory Cousins. Then you have Giovanni Mito at JC representing. Yeah.
listen, to be honest, I told them already, man, is this is just coaching in terms of all the players they develop their technical ability. Because I've seen Butler trains his players, and may I tell you, it's a certain technical is that happening in Mannings once you reach like playing under 17 and under 20 championship, you realize that is where we are lacking the basic fundamentals in terms of technical, how our speed of thought and our something there. Anticipation is in the game. So we are half a second or half a yard short of where we should be. So that's what I say. Even though a lot of persons were saying, that's why I think that any country it goes in, you will have players who can compete at a certain level. It's just you to groom them up to that level. So I mean, the players look good in the players that we have talked about. They look good. It's just that once you stop play after 3 months and you
Right.
don't play football, then there's where the drop off may happen.
So here's my thing now with Omar. All right. So Omar, like, you want to see they're doing a U20 tournament. Here's what I believe. Here's what I believe. I think we have Chris, the sports guy, coming on. All right. But here's
Right,
what I believe. Welcome, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good. Busy as I be, you know.
Yeah, man, know that. All right, so let me just respond. Omar, here's what I would say. If there's an under 20 tournament, for example, in say in June of 2023, you see these players we need to get them in a like pull them out, have them in a system where they are being coached probably every weekend. You understand me? I think that's what we need to do. What happened to these guys is when they finish playing the Costa Cup or Manning Cup, they all go to these other places and play, and there's no centralized development and system learning and culture. I think that is what would help us if we could get them together, working and playing together over an extended period of time. It could help. Maybe you'd see them perform better in under 20s because we have the talent. I still believe Jamaica has talent. What we do with the talent is the problem. I am not going to go on any platform and tell people there's no talent here. There is talent here at the youth level. What we need to do is what are we doing with the talent that we have? And until we figure that out, we're going to have problems. We need to find a better way of harnessing and developing the talent because we have talent like any other country in the world. That's my humble opinion on that matter. Chris, the sports guy, is it Mannings over Casey or Casey over Mannings? Is it Garvey Massey over JC or JC over Garvey Massey? What
Uh,
say you?
yeah, all right. So, of course, we know the draw that took place for the Champions Cup. We were notified that of course, the how should I put it? The seeded teams would not be put together, right? That was the notice by ISA that was given. Um, you know, it's some interesting matchups. I'm not gonna lie. There's some interesting matchups that I really think is going to really raise a lot of eyebrows. One of them, of course, is the one that you mentioned, which is Mannings versus Kingston College. Of course, Mannings has done very well this season. And it is something that people will look at and see. Okay, how are they going to go against Kingston College, who have been dominant this season, have not lost a game, has not drawn a game, they've won all their games so far this season. They were perfect in the quarterfinals, they were perfect in the first round, and now they're heading to the semifinals with title in hand. I mean, we know the likes of JC, right? We know the likes of JC that has done it where they have won basically all their games, have gone undefeated for years and win the Manning Cup multiple times. So we're looking at that kind of team. That's how dominant Kingston College has been. But I will not put it past Mannings to beat Kingston College. I mean, if there's a team, especially in the Costa Cup, that can take advantage of Kingston College having those spurts and sometimes lapsing concentration, Mannings is a team to do it, in my opinion. Them and Dinthill Technical. As a matter of fact, the top four teams in Manning Cup, in the Costa Cup, have the ability to do so and to hurt them if they choose to have that lapsing concentration. But it's going to be difficult for Mannings. I still have Kingston College to beat Mannings and progress to the semifinals. I also have Jamaica College, who has been rounding into form this season. They've been so good this season as of late. I actually have Dinthill Technical beating St. Andrew Technical, and I have Clarendon College beating Charlie Smith. So it would be two Manning Cup and two Da Costa Cup teams going to the semifinals for me. So it's going to be difficult, but I say Kingston College over Mannings, JC, of course, over Garvey Maceo, and then Clarendon College over Charlie Smith, and Dinthill Technical over St. Andrew Technical High School. So it's going to be difficult, but those are my top four picks for the semifinals. Who will progress to the finals? I think it's going to be at least one Da Costa Cup team, which means one of the dominant Manning Cup teams will have to probably would more than likely be defeated, because I don't think, obviously, that ISA is going to pin two Da Costa Cup teams together. That's not going to happen, in my opinion. So I think it's going to be I think it's going to be two Da Costa Cup and two Dinthill technical and two Manning Cup teams heading into the semi-finals. So it's going to be difficult, but that those are my picks for the semis. KC, JC, Dinthill, and Clarendon College.
All right, so let me give you my pick. I'm picking Mannings over KC, of course. Without a doubt. Mannings over KC with the 1-0 victory. I think Mannings is
1-0.
going to win by a goal to nil. I also believe that Garvey Marseille is going to get the better of JC.
You think it is going to be an all Da Costa Cup semi-finals?
I think so.
I don't think so. I really don't. Here's the thing. When it comes to these type of stages of the Champions Cup, the Flow Super Cup,
Yeah.
and Ludlow Bernard has such a dominant team, it's very difficult for him to really lose at this stage of the competition. Not saying that.
I listen to his
Mannings
press
doesn't-
conference though. And
Yeah, yes.
he doesn't know the team. He doesn't know the team.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but I mean, when he has faced the Costa Cup teams in the past, he has not encountered them before then, and he managed to really beat them, and not only beat them but dominate the game. Not saying that Mannings doesn't have a chance, Mannings man, but I think that Kingston College, the star power that they've had and how they've played this season, I don't think that they are going to lose this game. I'm not saying that they're going to win by a comfortable margin. I have KC to win by 2-1, but I think that it's just going to be something that I don't think that he's going to really let fly. And I see unseen saying that Staths beat him one time, but have we forgotten that Staths got embarrassed? Remember the last match that Ronaldo Webster played for St. Elizabeth Technical was a Champions Cup game, was a Flow Super Cup. At the time, it was Flow Super Cup. And he played for St. Elizabeth Technical, and they were dominated. So, yes, St. Elizabeth Technical has beaten Ludlow Bernard. I understand that. But he, in turn, came back and did what he had to do. So, I think that it is going to be KC, JC, Clarendon College, and Dinthill Technical. I don't think Charlie Smith and St. Andrew Technical has what it takes to beat those two teams. Clarendon started off a little bit jaded. It was a little bit close in that 3-2 win against the opening match against Edwin Allen. Had an 8-goal thriller with them later down in the season. But I just think that they are going. I don't think that St. Andrew Technical or Charlie Smith that they are facing. Charlie Smith is whom they're facing. I don't think that Charlie Smith has the firepower to beat Clarendon College. But they might surprise us. Who knows? But those are my picks. I know you're going to go with Mannings because that is your alma mater.
Of course, I have to go with Mannings. Michael Thomas laughing at me here.
But they've been impressive. You can't deny how intricate and how instrumental they have been. They have been good. They have been good. Mannings, your alma mater has been impressive this season. I mean,
and all I think I say to people is that the thing with the Mannings team is they play, and I've found this with a lot of the more so with the Da Costa Cup teams this year. Generally, Da Costa Cup teams are teams that are known to like to kick the ball long, kind of a thing. But I've found that they pass the ball a whole lot more this year. Maybe because of the surfaces. The game also will be played at St. Elizabeth Technical, which is a field that Mannings has played Monroe on, and they played some preseason games there against Staths as well. I think, that is something to bear into mind. I don't know if Casey has ever played there before, but this could be a factor. The fact that they have to come out of Kingston to play the game, they have not played on the surface before. I don't know. I think like those things may not be major given the stage of the competition, and it's a one-off game. And the question is, have they had their bad game? Because sometimes all you need is just to have a bad day. And I think Mannings have had their bad day. And yeah. Dean
All
Sewell
right.
says Staths is on the loose.
I just all right. So yeah, they've had their bad days. Manning's team has had its bad days. Um, it's something that we can look at, and yes, that is going to be a very big factor. The fact that Kingston College has to come out of their stamping ground, which is Kingston, to play that Champions Cup. So it's going to be difficult for them, where Mannings, they're basically entering into Mannings territory in terms of the Costa Cup and rural areas. So it's going to be interesting. And yes, Ricardo is right. CC has always lost the plot in the Champions Club / the Super Cup, but I don't think Lenny Hyde is gonna let that happen this season. At least not in the quarterfinals. I don't think that's gonna happen in the quarterfinals for them, but it might happen in the semifinals. I'm not sure, but it's going to be a very difficult task for them. Also, I think it's Fresh God's birthday today.
Yeah, man. So happy birthday, yeah, man.
Bless up yourself, Fresh God. It always is always respect every time. So I just think it's going to be very difficult. Cranky.
He went to KC.
I know he went to Kingston College. How do I put this? All right. So
don't be.
I'm going to kind of explain something. I'm going to kind of explain something.
You're St. George's, but you know the KCP brothers.
I know. They're very confident now that them have a good set of players. Barkley. Chris. That guy, that number 8. Jeez, he's a very good player. Christopher Pearson. He's a very good player. That youth is a very good player. Sometimes he works like an engine sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie in that midfield.
People, I want you to remember me. There's a Mannings player called Abino Wallace. He's the one who scored that header against Monroe. The one that took the corner, his name is Rashawn Graham. And they have a next one that is called Rodney. He plays on the flank, the winger. He plays on the right side. And the captain, who is of former under 15 representative, Shamar Hamilton. Listen, I don't want to call all the names. This is going to be a big game. I think it's going to be a high quality game. And I'm telling you, if KC fails to come with their A game, they're going to be surprise. I am not going to be surprised because I've seen the quality of this Mannings team, and I keep telling people there are players on this Mannings team that have been spotted and could be leaving Jamaica next year to go to Europe. So don't take them for a joke because you have not seen them. Don't just go by name. Because if you have not watched them, you don't know. I'm telling you. Big side. Big game. But KC is a very good team because I did pick them to go, to the final with JC of the Manning Cup. And because they're a good team. So it's not like I'm saying that they can't beat Mannings. But KC, the KC fans believe that Mannings can't beat KC. That is the problem.
Well, it's gonna be interesting what happens in this Champions Cup. I can't wait. I'm also excited to see what's gonna happen with where that is concerned. So it's going to be exciting. That I can tell you. All matches, in my opinion, is going to be very good to watch. I just think that the top 2 games for me is going to be KC versus Mannings and JC versus Garvey Marcel.
Really? I think the Dinthill Staths game going to be
I was also going to mention that Dinthill Staths game. That's going to be also probably a surprise. Probably going to surprise and be a very good and exciting game as well. So it's going to be.
I'm picking Dinthill to win. I'm picking Dinthill to.
I I have Dinthill to defeat.
Dean, you know that we are friends still. You know what Dinthill did. I said Dinthill. Dean,
I think that,
you
I
know the
think that
friendship was
Dinthill-
still, but I'm picking Dinthill.
I think that Dinthill Technical is going to beat St. Andrew Technical. I mean, it to me this is my prediction. As I said before, two the Costa Cup team, two Manning Cup team. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Charlie Smith and Staths who are going to be the Costa Cup, the Manning Cup teams. I think it's gonna be Clarendon College and Dinthill from the Costa Cup and Casey and JC from Manning
I
Cup.
also hope the Clarendon players are fully recovered after the Christmas break from that bug, whatever it is that was affecting them.
And that's how good they've been, Mannings. And I don't think people understand. That's how good they've been. You know, Unseen, big up to Unseen, that had a chat with Jaheim Rose after the game that they had. Even with that stomach bug that they had, they still were able to go out there. Yes, they big ups to the team that took care of them long enough for them to play, Mannings, man. Long enough for them to play. And they were able to get a victory in that game, even with a stomach bug. And that to me proves that this team, Clarendon College, is running into form at the right time. Even with mishaps and obstacles that they've had, they still were able to pull out a win. So it's something, it's a sight to behold. It's a sight to behold.
Yeah. And Dean says, what you pick is favorite horse. Favorite lose all the time. These games won't be any different, says Dean Sewell. And then Ricardo says, Staths, I don't know, joke team.
All right. I'm not going to particularly say Staths per se. I'm going to say the coach.
Yeah,
I think
big coach Philip Williams.
Has done magnificent with the St. Andrew Technical team. And to be honest, it hasn't surprised me because just like how Staths started slow, Tivoli started slow. Tivoli ended strong towards the end of the Jamaica Premier League. You know, it was unfortunate that they were not able to progress even further, but they gave some teams a run for their money, gave big teams a run for their money. So I think that Coach Philip Williams, per se, more specifically, Philip Williams, really has turned this team around. That youth, Omar Leng.
Yeah, there's Omar Reed as well, that freshman.
Omar Reed, he plays for he used to play for Portmore United.
Come on, there's an Omar Reed that Staths. There's Omar Leng and Omar Reed that Staths, you know.
Yeah, I know. So those two players have been really good for St. Andrew Technical. And I think that if Dinthill is going to...
The problem they have is that they have a makeshift goalkeeper.
And that is going to be a problem.
That is a problem.
That's going to be a problem for Staths because they have a makeshift goalkeeper. You know, and Dinthill not only... I'm not saying Dinthill is a goal-scoring machine, but they're scoring goals.
Yeah.
We talk about their defense.
They create chances. So
I think they create a lot of chances.
The goalkeeper good enough to, you understand me? Stop some of
And
those.
if you have a makeshift goalkeeper, a lot of times it spells problems, Mannings, man. So
yeah,
if you have a team that creates a lot of chances and a team that is good defensively, because as I said, Dinthill Technical is yet to concede a goal this season in the Costa Cup. People talking about the mainstays, like even talking more about Mannings, more than Dinthill Technical, talking about Clarendon College. We have to talk about how good defensively Dinthill Technical has been. And it's not just, we're not just talking about the quarterfinal round, Mannings, man. We're talking about since the competition has started, Dinthill Technical has not conceded a goal. That's how good defensively they've been. So they have to watch out for him. They have to watch out for Omar Ling and Omar Reed because they have connected very well, especially in the quarterfinals of the Manning Cup. So they're going to have to look at that connection and the chemistry between Omar Reed and Omar Ling. But it's going to be a very interesting game between Dinthill and St. Andrew Technical. That much I can tell you. I think that is going to be the surprise game that shocks everybody in terms of how good it will be. The probably the stuff that happens in the game, So it's going to be good. But if Dinthill Technical really wants to create some noise or start by a statement win against St. Andrew Technical, those two players are players that they have to watch distinctly. So the fullback and the centre back, I would say, because Omar Reed plays left back for on that left-hand side, that left-hand channel for St. Andrew Technical. So if that means that the right back and the right centre back really has to look forward to those two coming at them. So if they're to keep that sort of clean sheet that they've had so far, then those are the two players that they really have to look at. Not saying that they should only focus on them, but those two are the main persons that you need to throw them off of the game if St. Andrew Technical are to drop out and Dinthill has to go through. So the two Dakasta, two Manning Cup for me.
All right, let me take these comments and then we're going to CC's but we're going to put a wrap on it. Dinthill says you have to get the chances. There are areas that needs to clean up, and I am pretty sure those areas are being looked at. And then Ricardo Robinson says, you guys ever bet on Clarendon and hype them up in this cup, and there is a shocker. It won't surprise me if Dinthill and Clarendon lose based on previous years. And then Unseen said that Clarendon played Portmore in a practice game today. Staths are going to bore up them net though. All right, and then the right side defense is the strongest for Dinthill. All right.
That I can tell you, Unseen is right.
All right. See, Dinthill says, I will guarantee one thing: it won't be a 0-0 game. Well, it's a knockout, it definitely won't be 0-0 indeed. Yeah, but Unseen, big up yourself. CC, we go wrap now because it's 2 hours and thing, So just last 2 minutes for you, and then I'll give Chris 2 minutes because I know he's tired, long day, looks tired, and all of that. So go ahead and give your last thoughts.
Now, my last 2 minutes, all I can say is that everybody that says Clarendon College is hype up on everything. But remember, we got a bite at the cherry. It never worked out. But this time we're coming for it. Remember, I told you, it's the only cup competition. It's the only competition we haven't won in terms of schoolboy football. And from Cornwall College win it, we can't have Cornwall win it and we don't win it. So you understand, say Clarendon College is coming for this trophy. But all in all, there are no easy games. Even the Charlie Smith game, because I picked Charlie Smith to go through in the Manning Cup. Amongst people might say I'm crazy, but as I said, there are no easy games. And the fact that Charlie Smith could come from the position that they were in and to reach to this point in the competition and make it to the Champions Cup, we have to commend them on that. And we have to show respect to our opponents, and we'll go out there and give a good account of ourselves. I just think that Clarendon College is too strong for this Charlie Smith unit at this point in time, and we should go through on the basis of that. That's my 2 minutes.
All right, Chris.
All right, my 2 minutes. I've already made my predictions as it pertains to this draw. This is a good draw, to be honest. Like I said, I mean, I know you're confident that Mannings is going to go through, but I just think that Kingston College is so strong as a unit. I don't
It's
think
all right. You don't have to be confident, man. It's all right. It's for me.
I'm not so sure, but I mean, sometimes when the chips are up against them, sometimes I think that Sometimes I think that he Ludlow crumbles under the pressure. Sometimes, but I predict them to go through. I also predict Jamaica College to go through. In my opinion, I don't think Garvey Maceo is going to beat this team. Coach Fergie, I don't think is going to lose this game against Garvey Maceo, who has been impressive in the Da Costa Cup this season. But as CC said, Clarendon College, I think, has too much firepower for Charlie Smith to beat them. But you can't put it past teams to win. Clarendon College in the past has allowed other teams, even when they're the overwhelming favorites, to beat them. But I don't think that Lenny Hyde really is going to allow that to happen this year again. I think that if the chips fall where they should for Clarendon College, I see them even lifting this Champions Cup. This is the only cup in recent years that Clarendon College has not won. The only team from a rural area that has won has been the rivals of Clarendon College for years now, and that's Cornwall College. And I don't think that Clarendon College would think that is so something that we should look at. But I think that also Dinthill is a dark horse in this Champions Cup to lift it, not to go through, but to lift it, because they have been very astute defensively. As Unseen says, that right side for Dinthill defensively has been very, very sound and strong. And there's a reason why they have not conceded a goal since the start of the competition, since schoolboy football has started. So I think it is also something very interesting to look at. I just looked at what they've what the man Andrew Holness has said, that Desmond has announced that no spectators will be allowed at the upcoming cricket or schoolboy football matches in the sporting calendar. So that is something that we need to look at as well, just to give some clarity on that. But of course, as I said, my predictions will be KC winning by 2-1 against Mannings. I have JC winning by 2-0 or 3-0 against Garvey Maceo. I have Clarendon College blanking. I have them blanking Charlie Smith by 2-0, and I have Dinthill winning, but they're gonna concede for the first time this season. I have them beating St Andrew Technical by 3-1.
All right. So, final thoughts, people. You hear the predictions. We will have them back on the 6th, or probably on the evening of the 5th of January, as soon as those games are concluded. Chris, would you be able to tell us if both sets of game will be carried, or is just the one set, because it's two different venues, so it's 4 games? How will those games be done?
All right, so of course, I know you guys would want to know that. I would actually have to speak to Phil more on that. I'd have to speak to some persons more on that. It's going to be something that I will inform you of.
Okay.
Mannings man. So once I get that information, I will also tell you. So when you have another live, maybe you can squeeze it in and tell people,
Yeah, man.
because
Definitely.
normally persons who are on here commenting are the persons who are on every live video that you post and every live interview that you do. So I think once I find that out tomorrow, I would more than likely message the relevant persons tomorrow to find out what is what, how it's gonna be done, and then I'll let you know and give you the information.
Awesome. Because I just assumed that they were going to do the 2 games in St. Elizabeth, because the semifinals were going to be in Kingston. So the following week, they'll come up to Kingston on the 8th for those games. But we'll see. But what I'll say is that I remember when Staths were 5th in their zone with a few matches to go, there was a person in the comment section from Staths who said that Staths were going to go through to the semifinals. And I'm saying, brethren, you're in 5th. And he says, I guarantee you that Staths will be going through. All right. I don't know if he had the scoop then that 2 teams would have been eliminated. But even when one game was left and Staths could not finish third, he said, listen, he came back in the chat and he said, I need to find that person. And he said, I can bet you and win that Staths is going to go through. And Staths went through. All right. So I've not seen that person, but I don't think Staths is going to be able to stop this Dinthill team. I still believe that this is going to be the first time that the four teams in the semifinals are from the Da Costa Cup. I'm going to stand by my prediction. It's a very impossible one, and I know that I'm going to get some beaten but I am going all for. I'm picking Mannings over Casey with a 1-0 victory. Garvey Maceo is going to surprise this JC team by 2-1. I think the Dinthill game is going to be a very, very high scoring game. I think it's going to be a 4-3 game in favor of Dinthill. And I think the Charlie Smith Clarendon College game goes to penalty. And Clarendon College wins. I think there are some of these teams that I think have this, like the Charlie Smith thing, they have this, they just have this thing about them. Like when they get to this place, they have this heart that even if they're not a good team, they rather stick it out, fight it out to penalties, and do that. So that's how I'm going to go. I know none of it may work, but I'm going to stick to my prediction. And then I see Dinthill was saying, beating backside the green. Wasn't Unseen says Staths not listen. I think Omar Leng is going to score on Dinthill. I think he's a quality player. He's going to score. I think Dinthill will outscore them, but I think Omar Leng will score. Unseen, I'm telling you. I watch this player. I am looking to see him in the Premier League. Like I see him as a Premier League ready player. He's going to score. I am telling you, he's going to score. See it? Unseen. Dean still want a gentleman bet with you, so I can make the arrangements. Connect both of you guys. All right. Listen. All right. Who has the best? Chris. Who is the best keeper in England right now?
Best keeper in England
in the EPL. Let me put it that way. Is it Alisson?
Yeah, man, Alisson.
Are the Manchester City keeper?
No, sir. Alisson,
right
Alisson
now,
or Mendy?
Right
Mendy.
now.
Are the Arsenal keeper?
To me, right now, I don't think that Alisson is better than Ramsdale. Right now, if we're talking about right now, CC, you cannot deny that Ramsdale right now has been on better form in between the sticks than Alisson Becker. Right now, I'm not saying that he is better overall, but right this minute, Ramsdale has done a lot and his reaction time has been better than Alisson at this point in time.
So that means Ramsdale is the best keeper in the league right now at this moment.
On form. Maybe he's going on form. Just a simple.
Because I am saying on form. He's not better than Alisson overall, CC. He's not better than him overall.
Something that I have the worst keeper on form, you know. Right
Who
now.
is that? Who is that?
Mendy has no form about a month now.
You know, I think, to be honest, and I think you guys are very unappreciative of how clinical Edward Mendy has been.
All right.
I have not seen a guy in a while that has had more within from January.
The reason why I ask is this: even the best goalkeeper on form, goals are scored against them.
Yeah.
So Unseen, the point I'm making to you is that Dinthill having the best goalkeeper in the D Cup bears no water in the
Yep.
conversation about a goal being scored on him. Because even the best goalkeeper in the world, goals are scored on.
Mhm.
so,
Because
so
there's some goals you just can't keep out.
there are some goals you can't save,
You can't
even
see
if
it.
you're the
There's
best
goals you
goalkeeper
can't
in the
save.
world.
Yeah, definitely.
So
There's no
that's the
light
point
there.
I'm making. Because if Allison is the best, he concedes. If Mendy is the best, he concedes. If
He
Ramsdale
does.
is the best, he concedes.
He does.
If the one at City is the best, he concedes. If the
That is
De
so
Gea
yeah.
is the best, he concedes.
He
It
can
doesn't
see. Yeah.
matter. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter. If you want to go Thibaut Courtois, he concede. Manuel Neuer, even the best goalkeepers in the world concede.
Mhm.
So the fact that Dinthill has the best goalkeeper
It
does
bears
not
no fruit. It
negate
bears no fruit.
Omar Lang, the best striker, not scoring. He can still score. That's all I wanted to. That point I want to make. Yeah, man. But let us get that information tomorrow, Chris. And I
Yeah.
don't know how I don't know how Dean and Ansin going to work on them. Best goalkeeper going to have nightmare come the night of the fifth. uh, uh, yeah, but them have the best defense too. So how you see 3 goals scoring on Dinthill? Because let me tell you why I say 3 goals scoring. Because stats like I think like stats of a young team, and they have come into this competition and say, listen, just go out there, have some system play. There is coaching, but just try and score, score, score. So I am saying that, meaning that I can see them scoring. Will they score 3? Maybe not. I just say high scoring. It could be less. But even if you disagree with me saying score 3, then for you to say they have the best goalkeeper, they can't score 1, that don't make no sense.
But Mannings, the best season I've seen in terms of goals not being conceded was Petr Cech, 15 goals
Yeah.
in
And remember,
and
I am saying that Dinthill is winning the game. It's not like I'm saying Dinthill losing. I'm saying Dinthill is winning. But how the stats team play, them just going to try score goals. That's the point I'm making. Yeah. But
It's going to be something. All right. So that is one of the reasons why I said on form Ramsdale has been one of the best, because what makes it what makes you the best goalkeeper or the goalkeeper on form is what happens when they penetrate your defense. What are you gonna do? And let me tell you something. Some spectacular saves that I've seen Ramsdale have to make Mannings man, and you can attest to it because I am not an Arsenal fan. I'm a Man United fan. So the amount of saves that I've seen, and I think that, in my opinion, Ramsdale so far has made one of the saves of the EPL this season, no doubt. You cannot deny that. You cannot go around that. What do you do when the defense has been penetrated? And Unseen has made a very good point. Now, it is going to be difficult based on how Dinthill has played this season, how they're going to be able to score 3 goals. But I can tell you something. With a man like Omar Ling and how great he has been for St. Andrew Technical this season, especially in the quarterfinals, it's going to be it's going to be difficult for them to how should I put it, contain him and not prevent him from scoring against them. It's gonna be difficult. I still have Dinthill to win, as you have as well, Mannings man. But it's just going to be difficult for them to stop Omar Ling from at least getting into those spaces or getting those opportunities to score. It's going to be very difficult because a lot of teams in the Manning Cup has tried, and there's a reason why he is the leading goal scorer.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why. Because when you keep him out one way, he finds another way. That is the reason why he's so lethal. He finds another way of scoring goals and he does it efficiently. That is the reason why. That's the reason why. So I just think it's gonna be very difficult. But We're going to have to see. As Unseen said, they kept Richard Henry, who is the leading goal scorer for Edwin Allen, from not scoring. We'll see if they keep Omar Lang from
Yeah,
not scoring.
but all right. But what I would say though is like, it's like you said, okay, Slatan versus Joe Linton. Like,
That's not even
you
a
know, like
comparison.
it's Joe Linton, right? So Joe Linton is Richard Henry and Slatan is Omar Lang. All right.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, it does. Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far.
The point I'm making is this. They're playing in big leagues. You know. The point I'm making is that like it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to look at it this way and say because they have the best goalkeeper, he will not be able to score. I do agree that though Richard Henry did not, but it's two different teams. Again, the danger with this stats team is that they know that they are preparing for next year. Yeah, yeah, because they are so young. Their entire team is, if they stay in school, the entire team is going to be back next year. The entire team.
That's dangerous.
Right? So their whole thing is that's what I'm saying that so I think they are coming in trying to just see as much as they can get. So they could set up with all 5 forwards and don't care if you score 10, as an example. Because they just want to make the game, they just want to make the game fun. So okay, Dinthill score 10, but we're gonna score 5 and put you under some pressure. So let's see who can outscore who. So I think when you play like that, you're more likely to score goals than not because they're not going to sit back. They didn't do it against JC. They're not going to sit back and defend. They're not going to sit back. They are going to leave you to go and score, and they're going to try and outscore you. So if they're going to use 4 forwards, 2 on the wing, 2 in the middle, and say, listen, you try and score against the other 6 players. We're going to stay up here. So that is why I was saying that I think it's going to be a high-scored game. Very interested game. But we'll see. Staths have 4 players that is capable of scoring. Lang is 1, and there is 3 more that they will have to contain. Not a normal feat. All right. And then it says, oh, we're losing maybe 2 players. Okay. The whole Dinthill team can score, boss. No man, listen. All right. No man. All right. Dalton, right. We have picked Dinthill to win the game. Dinthill are going to beat Staths. That's my prediction. The argument is not whether Dinthill will win, or whether Dinthill will score. The argument is, Unseen says that Staths cannot score on Dinthill. That is the argument, Dalton, right? All right, but we will see. We will see. Anyway, Unseen Sports. Remember, Dean Sewell, said that he wants a gentleman's bet with you that Omar Lang will score against Dinthill. Warren will say, okay, I watched Manchester versus CC. Totally enjoyed that game. What is our plan to develop schoolers? You might have answered that earlier. Big up Mannings, man. Chris, yeah, you got Warren Webster. We went through all of that. We like, and they just quickly just say it. What we're saying is that the top players now in this league need to be taken out and be given concentrated training together as a group over a period of time, almost like an academy system where they still got to go to school, but they go to regular training.
But that is why. But sorry to cut your money, man, and that is why. To me, this whole schoolboy football level needs to be taken more seriously, because I saw that I remember, if you remember what they did in 2018 was that they took the schoolboy football 11 or the Manning Cup 11. I don't 100% remember, but they took that schoolboy football 11 and take them to Stoke. You remember that?
Yeah.
2018. They took those set of players and they carried them. So I think that overall that they should consider doing that. That's my take as well.
Okay. Okay. So Stephen Mitchell, thank you. Okay, no, I get it. It's one Statsman against the No, man, you have more stats supported here, man. Stats will win. They have been the finalists at least 5 times in the last decade. IT push say that. All right. Hey people, it's been a good show. I see the stats people in here. I didn't hear from anybody from JC. I know the KC gang was here, the Mannings gang was here, the Clarendon gang was here. I didn't hear Cleo Clark. Where are you, man? I haven't seen you and your crew from. I haven't seen the Cubans. I saw no Cubans in here. See the Dinthill people in here. I don't see anybody from Charlie Smith in the thing. What's going on? Charlie Smith and the Cubans out there in Garvey must say you need to jump on and come and support your school. I haven't seen any of you in the chat. Which is more dangerous? The
We
Edwin
haven't, we
attack.
haven't seen the Glenmore principal.
We have to call out the one, don't let them. Which is more dangerous, the Edwin Allen attack or our stats? All right, I will say this to you. Go back to Stephen Mitchell comment. Read this. What we're saying is this, Dalton, that the young team of stats going all guns blazing with very little to lose because they are expected to lose. So they are going out there because they said everybody expect them to lose, so them just go and play to just score a whole lot of goals. That's all. That's need a goalkeeper. We did say that, man. We did say that. Yeah. Claudia, where were you? Where are you? Where are you, Claudia? Where are you? Where were you? No goal, no score on him. Come next week. Okay, that's the stats goalkeeper. JC will win the Champions Cup. Finally, IT push. I am JC. The JC man turn up at the back end of the stage show. I'm a big artist. What question? What question? You're asking which is more dangerous, the Edwin Allen attack or the stats? Given what stats did against JC, and given the quality of Omar Leng, I think Omar Leng is the best forward in the entire schoolboy football. So I will say stats because they have the best striker in my opinion. In my opinion. So I don't know. If somebody is saying stats is more dangerous, here you go. Yeah, man, it's opinion we're giving. It's opinion. I mean, somebody else, a Dinthill person may say that Dinthill have it. Which one of the stats defenders can stop Mills?
Hey, one thing about Mannings, you have to go have one of them. You know what they call them? You have some sachet with turmeric and ginger, you know. So whenever if stats ever knock out Dinthill, unseen will be really, really unseen. I got the can in name.
Yeah.
Man, a champion. Hey, unseen, you went to Dinthill? There was a
No,
champion.
he went to Oberlin, man.
No,
Unseen went to Oberlin.
Mannings, starting 2022, you know, we are going to need some teams to qualify for the second round so we can have them in the discussion.
No, listen. Unseen. You have to get your if you don't have your money in our Costa Cup passport, you can't be on the panel, you know. You understand me? Your school have to be participating.
Hey, see the one as Dean Sewell as a Mills will be flour, okay?
We'll call it one
Straight out
floor
of
Mills.
Rockport. Flour Mills.
All right. But people, listen.
What the Oberlin man gone? Oberlin
Unseen.
man really gone unseen
Outside
still.
right. Bless up, bless up. Listen, I want to thank you, people. We should have been on for just an hour. Chris, the sports guy, thank you so much. Always like your insight, your knowledge on the game, the schoolboy game. Yeah, man. So looking forward to hearing back from you about how the games will be carried on the platform. So please let us know. When is the next show, Chris?
My next show will be on Sunday, actually. So I'm gonna have a show on schoolboy football to kind of discuss that as well. So you guys can look out for that. I was trying to get Ludlow to come on the show, but I was unable to get him. So I'm gonna see if I'm able to get him this Sunday. But yeah, on Sunday will be my next show, my next live.
Yeah, man. All right. CC Sports Lab. Where can the people find it?
Yeah, I want to do a live on Sunday. It's basically talking about the African Cup of Nations and how it is viewed in terms of players being asked if they are if they are going to honor the call to go to play in the tournament because of the whole thing that is going on with the pandemic. Whilst you had other competition, namely the Euros, playing in the midst of a pandemic, and there were questions of that sort, and it played in 10 different countries, and this is only playing in one country. So that is what I want to really discuss. So they can just look for the notification to come out. CC Sports Lab. I'm supposed to be live at 3 o'clock Sunday.
You
So
have
I
to end at
will.
4 now because Chris show starts at 4 now.
Oh, four. Oh, then I'll come out at 1.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
probably an hour. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll be out at 1. So that's an earlier time, and talk about the whole dynamics of why is it that the African Cup of Nation is getting so much flack, whilst the Euros never got so much.
Yeah, and somebody is asking, Claudia is asking you to do a lab on why Chelsea crumbling with all the money spent.
Hey, Claudia. well, well, yeah, go come over there. I'm going to discuss Chelsea, man, because I think it's mid-season right now. We just played the first game of the second half of the season. So I'm going to discuss Chelsea, but just give me some time, man. We are going to discuss it. After, as a matter of fact, Claudia, I might do a watch along because we have the game against Liverpool. So you might need to come for that. But depending on how it looks, I'll definitely talk about it.
All right. All right. So there you go, people. I want to thank again Chris, the sports guy. Check out his platform and CC Sports Lab for joining. Listen, we are going to do this, right? It's very difficult because, like I said, we didn't watch all the players. So if you know a player, you can suggest the names to us, and so we can put them in the list so we can compile a list of top Manning Cup and top the Costa Cup players. Really appreciate you spending your time with me this evening. I mean, thank you again for all the love and the support, for all the prayers that went up during the time of my surgery and during the recovery. Really, really appreciate that. Keep them going because there's a lot more that we need to get done and a lot more we need to get accomplished. If you have not yet, please go ahead and hit the like button. We don't normally take breaks in our videos to tell you to hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. We expect you to do the right thing, which is to you like the content, you go ahead and you just hit the like button. Also, to help us with our subscription by subscribing to the platform. And if you have not, go ahead and do that. And if you have, please invite someone else to also subscribe to the channel so we can grow. We have two shows lined up for you tomorrow, right? Very special. We'll be having again top coach Liebert Halliman. He will be back on for part 2 to conclude his discussion with us in the morning. And then in the evening, because it is a midway point, CC just spoke about it in the EPL, we'll be having our banter show. We'll be having fans from all over the world. I'll be inviting them to come in and speak, to share their thoughts. And so we would love for you to be a part of that show as well. So please jump on. That's tomorrow evening, but don't miss out on the interview in the morning with Mr. Liebert Halliman. All right. Big up, big up, big up to all of you. Fresh God. Happy birthday again, brethren. Much love, much respect. Stephen Mitchell, Claudia, Unseen Sports, M10 Football. Coach, bless up yourself. So good to have you. Coach, you need to come in and give us your thoughts, you know. You need to give us your thoughts. You understand me? And I responded to you over on the other on the other note that you sent. You need to respond to me to make sure that we can make a connect. Noah Hutchinson, thank you. Michael Thomas, blessing KC forever. The man says, Dean, the only statsman in the building, supporting his school. Yeah, man. Garfield Clark, late on the ball, but he's here supporting his KC. IT push Dalton Wright. Bless up, bless up. IT push the only JC man in the building tonight. Dalton Wright out there from Dinthill, giving all the love and the support to Dinthill. Didn't see Moss Solomon tonight, the other Dinthill person that is generally here, and the general manager for the team didn't see them. But big up, but I know coach is watching. Big up, coach from Dinthill. Big up to Coach Lenny Hyde watching, Coach Ludler Bernard watching, the whole Mannings fraternity watching. Who again I know watching? Which other coach watching? Which other coach watching? I don't know. I know the people up at JC watching, maybe Coach Miller or Foley watching, or Wayne Palmer watching up there. Who again? Let's see. Let's circle the area and see who I can remember. Yeah, those persons I know probably tuning in right now. I know Cleo Clark, big up yourself, big baller down there at Garvey, Macey. Watching with your team. I know they didn't give a lot of shout out to your team, but don't worry. They'll let the ball do the talking. You understand me? Top 10, big up yourself, Neville White. Bless up as well. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sticking and staying with me for this time. KAS1JM. Always in, always out. Having a lot of things to say. Ricardo Robinson. Yeah, man. Bless up, love, and appreciate all the comments that you made. Richard Stevens, Stan Cranky, another KC man who is going to be sudden when Mannings defeat them on the 5th. Yeah, of January. Chris Wayne. Not John Wayne. Omar, namesake, bless up. Bad Breed, the man from the original CC Cornwall College, that is Ron Davis, the Staths man was here. Joel Smith, the Mannings man, was in the building. Tyrese Beckford, all the way down there in West. The West always produce the best. You understand? You know how it is. Owen, up early. Top 10. Not number 9, number 8, number 7. Top 10. Eddie Vision. Not Eddie Fitzroy. Eddie Vision. Clean and clear. Michael Smart, the one with the smart comments. Lynch Mob was here as well. Brain to the drain. His brain got drained. Carty, bless up yourself. D Noble, respect the comment that you made. I'll really look into that and get it sorted out. Well, bless up everybody. Keval Simit just jumping in. The Cubans have just arrived. Hey, the Cubans in the room for hiding. Keval, why you wait until the show done, brethren, before you jump on? I can't believe you. Huh? The Cubans have just arrived, people, when the show finished. But bless up everyone. Have a safe night, and we will talk in the morning. We'll leave you with a word from our sponsors. As usual, Trick Nick.
Trick Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.